Hi, welcome. My name is Dale McCluskey, and on this video is part of my series on tracking through Drive and going through the various dynamics of how to incorporate a Drive-based standard with your police service tracking dog. I'm going to be discussing the default position when it comes to really unleashing the naturalistic drive of the dog. Now, in my book, I show, and I was just going to show this, the cover of it. It's called Tracking Through Pack. You'll find this basic framework or roadmap in there. The basic rural track that I discussed in my last video. You'll find it both in that book as well as Going to Ground, my other police canine publication book. So if you want to actually reference the basic track and the steps to unleash the drive, I encourage you to check out both of these books. They're available on my website. But in these series of videos, I'm going to be talking through these dynamics to really help you connect these dots so you can take advantage of this concept. Now, again, the default, going back to the default track, is the actual basic rural track, the very simple one-leg track that incorporates the bite, okay, the bite work. And again, I discussed again the importance of having a really good helper in that role of the agitator, the quarry, because again, that person really is the one that is going to really draw this the drive out of the dog, really get the speed going, and to really market and package it up properly through this with this concept to really unleash the drive of the dog. But again, the default roadmap or the default blueprint is this basic one-leg track, and again, it's referenced in my guide. So no matter where you're at, say for example, I talked about this on my other video about if you even started doing say footstep tracking, which is a very kind of slow, methodical tracking style, okay, because the goal is to try to get the dog's nose down on the ground in a really focused way. But within that type of methodology, you're losing speed. Okay, so through this drive-based standard, speed is very important. We need speed to really to gain ground. Okay, so within the parameters of the search. And again, this is where seconds matter. Okay, understanding this. My background is actually a police canine handler and trainer, and for years. And so understanding just how important speed is. I mean, it really matters, especially when the chips are down. You're searching for somebody, could be a lost child, anywhere from a suspect. Making up, gaining ground is really critical. I mean, it makes all the difference in the world. So, taking advantage of this standard really matters within the context of a police canine deployment situation. You really want to have as much speed as you can gain. But again, I talked about this without trade-offs. And again, as I go through these videos, you're going to see how this comes together, because sometimes what will happen is that the focus will be on gaining speed or really getting that dog up into a really fast pace. But then you're going to lose focus. Okay, you're going to miss evidence on the track. The dog could be taking you for a walk. Okay, you don't even realize it. It's like, man, something's going on here, because that can happen. But again, as I start to go through all these dynamics, you're going to see where you can actually have the full package without trade-offs, which is incredible. That's what you want. You want to be able to have absolutely the fastest pace that you can achieve, while at the same time having the dog totally invested in the scent of that person, that individual, and not miss evidence on the track. So really have everything working together. But again, this is where I'm going to be showing the relational aspect of this, so that you'll be able to see how this pieces together. But again, going back to the default part of this, of getting the standard happening right from the starting gate, is really want to start at the basic rural track that I show in my books, and start there with really starting to get the dog, really start to really engage that way, really get that speed up in a big way, and then start to, again, as I go through, start to really then focus on changing gears a little bit, and so we can start to get the dog invested properly, okay, in with using their nose into the scent. And that's something where we have to kind of direct that. We have to connect that dot for the dog to help in that. And again, I'll be explaining the process. So again, on this video, I just want to make a point of just understanding no matter where you're at, what's happening, you want to start off with the basic rural track, just a simplistic track, the way I lay it out and describe it in my manual, in my guide, and then start to build bridges that way, with increasing difficulty. So anyway, thanks for watching.